Let's proceed with the last panel discussion, Innovation Without Walls, how universities and industry blend to solve global challenges. May I please invite the panelists on stage, Dr. Sunita Jadhav, Vice Principal, Bharti Vidyapeeth, Deemed University, College of Engineering, Pune, Dr. Jayant Pawar, Incubation and Entrepreneurship, Krishna Vishwa Vidyapeeth, Mr. Mahesh Nikam, General Manager and Head Business Transformation, Innovation and IP at Kirloskar Oil Engines Limited, Mr. Shripat Kulkarni, Principal Lead Innovation Management, Forbes Marshall,
Dr. Unmesha Patil, Director, Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Vishwakarma University, and Mr. Suneet Sable, CEO and Founder, Brainiac IP Solution. The session will be moderated by Mr. Suneet Sable.
Session, but I think so. Let's give good energy to this session, and we have a lot of faculties, speakers, and panelists from university. Now it's their opportunity to speak about their problems, I can say. So let's start with the first question. What is the main reason universities and industries don't work together more often? So this is a specific question to Mr. Shripat Kulkarni and Mahesh. Or it can be reversed also if you want. Be open for this.
So, I'll say this question is like opening a Pandora's box now. Okay. Especially what the discussion we had into the morning. So I will attend it by my way. Firstly, I don't agree with it 100% honestly. I feel that there is too many things already happening, and just few numbers to support that is that look at the center of excellence is being set up by the industries in IITs. So at this moment, what I know is that currently there are around 70s, including for all the IITs, the center of excellence is only in IITs. I am not talking about tier 2, tier 3 engineering colleges where there are specific interests that industries are setting up, and especially in Pune, you must be aware of, there are a lot of center of excellence being available. Secondly, if you look it from the way of the ecosystem is structured, so I will give you an example of a Swiss ecosystem. In Swiss ecosystem, there are universities like ETH, like EPFL, which are well known and we know them very well. They are basically into core research. If you go for them for any of the product development or rather than development, any of the area and anything you want to talk to, they will talk about a timeline of 5 years, 7 years, 10 years kind of a thing. And then they have a University of Applied Sciences there, which are structured. Can we do something of that sort? Yes, we should do something of that sort. We should learn from it. But are we doing badly? I don't think we are doing badly on that part either. Having said that, again there are a couple of points that they are relatively less in our case is because misaligned goals, misaligned timelines, and probably the framework by which industry and academia is adjusting the research together is because industry is for it. They want to be assured sure of. Industry is more ready to fail. So I think it's more about the way that restructuring where we have to give confidence to each other in order to move forward on that line. But I personally think we are doing good enough and we are into a good trajectory.
Yeah. So I find this as a statistical problem. Okay, because if you see number of industries versus number of academicians or the academic institutes, it's skewed. So it is 1:100 if I am not wrong. Okay, the rate at which and it's a demographic problem maybe. But if you want to relate it with whether, and I agree to Shripat's view as well, that it's not a problem, but it's an opportunity because of this skewedness in terms of industry. So, for example, Pune, the number of students who are getting their bachelor's, master's, or PhD degree versus the institutes which we have. Okay, and that is skewed at the first place. Okay, so what happens? And then the target which the academicians are approaching industry. Again, if you see, every company will have 2 or 3 people only in touch with some or the other academic institute. It is not part of my metrics. It is not part of my KPI, right? So I am least bothered about in the industry only if I am socially connected and I am maybe extrovert by nature and connected to academician as part of my interest, then only I go and engage. So it's a vice versa thing. I think industry should also take target around this. Like there are, we need, and then I personally believe that NIRF ranking should not be followed in this. Because now if you see, Pune's, how many institutes are part of NIRF ranking? Hardly 2 or 3 in top 100. Okay, hardly 2 or 3. And if everybody wants to engage with top 10 of NIRF ranking, it's a problem, right? We have to go by problem and solution approach. Okay, so for example, so recently I was scanning through which all institutes provide PhDs in intellectual property law. So Shailesh Mehta School of Management, which is associated with IIT Bombay, they have 2-3 professors who are interested. So who actually enroll students. Okay. So I think that is the approach we should follow. Which college is doing what versus, and then industry also has to take that this thing. So I don't feel this as a problem. This is a statistical problem which we have to solve by engaging, collaboration, and by active participation from both sides of the story. That's my view and take on it.
Dr. Urmita, do you have anything on this?
Actually, I mean, what Sir said is absolutely right. Two things that stand apart. One is that if it becomes a part of the KPIs of the industry. Now, we could have this by having a framework. Now, I'm comparing it to CSR, but there are some failings of CSR also. But if there could be a framework where the industry is rewarded for contributing to the academy in some way or the other. In fact, this was a discussion we had during lunchtime as well. That could be one factor. And the other is not to go by NIRF rankings. So if you want to only engage with the top 10, then the others will never rise up or their potential will be tapped. So I completely agree with Sir.
Madam, do you have anything to say on this?
As far as engineering colleges are concerned, the number of engineering colleges, if you will see, the number of IITs and NITs itself are so in huge numbers that it is not possible that any private institution will be ranked in top 100 institutions because number of IITs and NITs itself are more than 100. So definitely only ranking is not the quality parameter for any institution. The availability of innovation platforms, availability of good faculty and any other infrastructure facilities in the institution are equally important.
Alexa said the alignment of the goals is very important. So we can look at best practices followed by Finland, UK, where they have innovation spaces for industry and academia. So perhaps that could be one thing that we could look into.
So Mr. Jayant, do you have anything? Because he is representing Krishna Medical Institute, which is a medical organization, and their organization is extensively filing parents. So your views on this?
Actually, I completely agree with Shripadji and Maheshji when they started how exactly industry connects with the academics. They don't have reservations as such because being an academician, being an innovator, I had many connections with the industry, specifically with the Swiss Water is associated with your company, and we have a very good connect with them. Only thing is that as an academic institutions, we need to cross the boundary of NIRF, NAC, whatever accreditations. Obviously, we cannot skip it, but we can actually look or give some extra effort towards industry collaborations and some meaningful research. Unless we do good science, technology, engineering aspects and all that research, we cannot really break this. So I think we should look beyond these boundaries and limitations.
Thank you. So how can universities better prepare students for real industrial needs and real world innovation? So Sunita madam, your views on this.
Before starting, I would like to express my views about academic institutions also. Because when you will compare academic institutions and industry, academic institutions run with certain philosophy which is very much different from the industry, right? Because providing degree, we do have to abide with certain rules, certain regulations, certain requirements of credits, certain requirements of assessment, and after that we can provide. So along with that, along with this degree requirement, we have a huge certain set of expectations from society, from industry, from parents, from students. So it is not only degree, it is not only developing any entrepreneur or giving any platform, it is about the holistic and the overall development of the students. So when we are thinking about industry and academia, it is not the sole responsibility of academicians or the sole responsibility of any industry. So instead of criticizing the limitations of each other, we should be rather come forward and be a strength of each other, because certain personal experiences about any industries or personal experiences about any academic exposures can be a general statements about that the academicians are not coming forward, or maybe industry experts are not supporting us. So it is a joint responsibility of both of us to come forward. What I feel is to break the walls or to come forward. What we can do is, first thing I feel that in the curriculum development. So starting from, because curriculum is the backbone of academia. So for curriculum development, curriculum revision, so industry experts should be involved from very first day. Not only that, whenever we have an opportunity in the curriculum delivery, like in our institute, we have certain subjects where which are industry taught subjects. So either few units or half of the units or half of the curriculum, it is delivered by industry personnel. So if such involvement is there, right, in those cases, if unless and until industry people are not involved in academic activities, that particular gap will not be what we can say, we cannot bridge that particular gap. So industry experts should be involved in all the academic activities wherever it is possible. Maybe it is a board of studies, maybe it is a internal quality assurance cell is there. So right now there is a mandate and there is an involvement of industry at every stage. So whether it is a NAC, whether it is a NIRF, whether it is a internal quality assurance cell development or its regular activities, we do involve, because unless and until we don't understand the expectation of industry, we will not be able to make the student industry ready. And vice versa, if industry persons are not coming forward and telling us where we are lacking behind, we will not be able to take the proper measures. So it is win-win situation and it is the joint responsibility as well. Now about the innovation, it is like sir very rightly said that according to our new education policy, which has been framed in 2020, not in 2016, according to that, there are many forums should be available to the students. So in that, entrepreneurship development cell, institution innovation council, that is again very major pillars of any academic institutions. These are available to the students. So it is not only theoretical or traditional teaching learning system any university should adopt. There should be paradigm shift from a traditional teaching learning system to innovations, where they will not only given the technical skills, but will also be given the perfect platform to innovate, to give the ideas. Now earlier when I was involved in research and development, sorry I'm taking little more time, when I was involved in research and development cell activities, there was an era where academicians or students were not knowing even about the patent. It was a perception that academicians only should publish the papers and filing patents, innovation, everything. It is the what we can say. It is the thing the industry has to perform. So that thing, it is now changing. Now the students are knowing about entrepreneurship development. They are knowing about the what we can say, the IPRs, how to file the patents. Earlier, after that, there was an era that only masters and PhD research scholars, they have ample time, and then they can only go for patent filing and innovations and all. Now again there is a shift. Now I have seen that many undergrad students are coming forward for the startups, for taking their ideas ahead. Only the thing what university should do is they should give a perfect platform to the students where they can innovate There should be an incubation center at its place, entrepreneurship development at its place, and not only on the paper, but the vibrant activities should be conducted by the universities, so that it will not only remain to the traditional system, and as all of you have said, it will be out of that particular traditional system. Thank you.
So can I add to this? Is there any resource problem as well? Because I see that.
Resource problem, what we face is when we go to the industries, it happens that for them, there are so many students and there are so many institutions available. So getting support from, because for industry, there are timelines, there are targets. So from their busy schedules, getting their time, getting their expertise available for the all students, that is what we can say a major challenge what we are facing. So if we could do something over there, that if any sponsored projects are there, if any joint publications are there, so if any joint IPs are there, so in those cases then maybe if we are working together, probably then we will be able to deal with those challenges. Thank you.
So anyone wants to add to this?
There is, she's covered everything beautifully. As far as resource constraints go, the structure, how education institutions are architected, we usually cannot engage into capital heavy investments. So whichever project, whenever requires that kind of a thing, an industry collaboration could be. And also, like ma'am said, pedagogical interventions, NEP has also helped us, all of us has pushed us towards it. And most institutions have realized that to stay relevant today, they cannot just be research universities. We have to, apply. We have to show that we are contributing in other ways also, and therefore we have introduced pedagogical interventions. Project-based learning is, for example, at PU, it's a part of, right from the first year, it's a part of all faculties. So that's something that we are doing, yes.
Want to add something?
Actually, I wanted to ask industry experts in this case, like, there is definitely a problem to approach industries. Like, what is the best way to approach the industries for any of the academic programs so that they can easily connect with us?
I think, according to me, it is intent and content. Okay. So, intent, and then you cannot stop with a particular organization with 2 or 3 people. Okay. When I say intent, if I have to crack a deal, I have to crack a deal. Okay. It is A person, B person, C person, D person, doesn't matter. If I know my content is there and I have a positive intent in doing it, I think there would be a breakthrough. Because I'll tell you, my perspective is different. One person can say no only thrice, not up after that. Okay? Because,
is it true?
Because provided you have to have intent and content. So if the intent is right and you have right content, you will not see no thrice, more than thrice. That is my personal thing. I have used that in my thought process as well. What happens, I'll tell you. There is an entry barrier. Okay. And the entry barrier, if you, so I was talking to the Dean R&D from Walchand College of Engineering. So quick wins is what you need to demonstrate to industry. Like, see, I have a particular perspective about, and finally we have to all agree that we are a product of academics only. That is the fundamental thing we have to agree, and Indian academics for that matter. Okay. So we cannot blame back to the system that अभी ऐसे हो रहा है वैसे हो रहा है. हमें ज्ञान कहाँ से मिला है? उधर से तो मिला है. ठीक है. तो अभी उल्टा बोल के ये ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है वैसा नहीं हो रहा है. We have to be part of solution rather than blaming. So it has to be that way. And if you see another part of the story, I'll tell you. Academics also, when they approach industry, you have to have your own ego. Okay. You cannot always bend down to industry. Okay. कि सर हमें ये करना है वो करना है मेरा ये कैपेबिलिटी है आपको चाहिए क्या ठीक है when you come with that confidence I think you will be able to crack the deal and वो जो मैं 3 बोल रहा हूँ ना वो 3rd to 4th कन्वर्जन में ही होता है ठीक है वो अपना खुद का बैकबोन स्ट्रेट रख के आता है ठीक है ये मेरा क्विक विन है ये मेरा लैब है ये मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं ये मेरे प्रोफेसर हैं दिस इज माय एसेट एंड सी आई टेल यू पीपल लाइक मी वी आर वेरी सेल्फिश अभी मुझे जब रिसोर्स कंस्टेंट होता है ना I always back on academics. academicians, and I have good connects across industry. I'll just give a couple of calls and I'll have resources, and then I know on a scale of 1 to 10 अगर मेरे को 9 नंबर पे जाके डिप्लॉय करना है ना, मैं 7 तक उनसे बिल्ड करके लूंगा, ठीक है? That is my interest, and what I give back is that is my commitment towards society as well, right? Like when I was studying, somebody helped me from other side of the story, so I am here. Okay, so that's the same thing we have to approach other side. So I think that is the main recipe or mantra. Like don't stop with one person. You will, and again, proton, neutron, and electron comes here also. You have to find protons.
We'll find out the protons.
And वो electrons वगैरह जैसे ही मिल जाएंगे ना आपको, वो लोग थक जाते हैं. फिर अरे यार क्या है ये कंपनी? यानी वैसे stereotyping companies का भी होता है. I'll tell you, companies का भी ऐसे stereotyping होता है. जैसे for example, XYZ college from Pune had approached maybe XYZ company. तो जब तक वो दो लोग connect में है ना, तब तक वो एक दूसरे को ऐसे देखेंगे तो भी साइड से देख के निकल जाएंगे. Because that's how it's. We are humanly we are connected. We are not robots, right? And that's how I think that's the mantra behind connect. And मुझे तो वो सबसे बड़ा point जो लगता है ना, academics should also have their own ego. Not the ego to that extent, but when I'm saying ego, it has to be. I am coming up with a proper solution here. You have to either you follow me or I am going next door. So that is the clear thought process with which we should enter this story. And the second part I'll tell you, listed organizations, big names, that is okay. But the MSME sector has n number of problems, I'll tell you, because we engaged with our tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers, and like the learned audience here would also agree. MSME will have maximum learning cycles. Like companies which have come from west to east, they have a structured thought process. MSMEs में कैसे होता है? मुझे मेरे customer का problem solve करना है. I have to be there, and there I think academicians will get maximum, close looping. But problem उधर क्या होता है ना? And again, because I am connected with Pune University and all of those things, academics, I know आपके 365 में से 70-80 दिन छुट्टी रहती है, ठीक है? उसमें से बाकी, हाँ, so बाकी जो टाइम है ना, you are all tied up with those sheets, Excel sheets and numbers. आपका वो टाइम 50% उसमें निकल जाता है, ठीक है? 50% you have commitments for your syllabus and all of that you have to cover. तो वो भी एक थोड़ा सा यानी क्या है, जो भी काम होता है ना वो एक्स्ट्रा टाइम में होता है आपके, मुझे वो भी पता है. So I think that's and that side of the story, we think from industry that वहाँ पे काम कम है, ऐसा नहीं है. I have seen that side of the story, this side of the story. I have never been a teacher, but that's how it is. Because see, finally you are awarding a degree to a student. That comes with a lot of responsibility, ownership, and commitment, transparency. वो सब चीजें हैं, and they are also open to RTAs and all of those things. So it's tricky game, but the point here which I would like to make is it's an opportunity and it is our onus. And CSR, linking it through CSR also helps. I think that is also one good idea to cross-link it.
Because CSR funds are connected to the industries. And
yeah, definitely.
Probably will get the right problem statements to work.
Yeah.
And you want to answer something?
It is always about the holidays the teachers or the academicians has. But the things are now changing very much. If I compare my job with my husband's job, he is working with TCS 2 days, Saturday, Sunday holiday. We do have 6 days working. And getting vacations, winter vacations and summer vacations was the past. Now we have now not only the industry, the academic fields are also task driven. Even though we have vacations, we are given the task of publications, about patenting, about rankings. So everyone is on their toes, whether they are from the industry or they are from academic fields. But yes, that's true that it is 100th job, which is entrepreneurship or innovation, because we have so many jobs for us that we cannot only concentrate on innovation or only on entrepreneurship or on patenting activities, because it's not the only responsibility any teacher has. One question I have, Sunit, for you. When we consider about the IPR activity of any academic institution, for industry, they are interested in any product. For us, it is the invention which has been developed or which is researched in a laboratory. Because we have that constraint that we cannot deny, right? We don't have industry at our institution. We have laboratories over there, which are not at a very large scale. So whatever technology we are developing right now, we have many innovative ideas with our students, with our faculty. But what is happening is the students or the faculty members are not giving much importance to the commercial viability of those innovations. And that is why, though the ideas are very innovative one, those patents are only academic patents are, and we are not able to commercialize those. So how to get rid of those or how to overcome those challenges, that from very start when we get any patentable invention, how to give the commercial angle to that, so that later on when we will be filing or publishing that, we will move towards commercialization angle.
So see, as I understand from my 20 years of experience in this industry, no one is ready to give you money easily.
Yeah.
Straightforward.
That's true.
Simple.
That's true.
Right. So industry, they always blame that not only with universities, even it's very difficult to collaborate with startups also, because they are not that much willing to open up to the startups and acquire something unless and until it is very straightforward, aligned with their product line. The best thing that I have understood is, unless and until you are able to stop them from manufacturing and selling the product by way of infringement of patents, by creating a portfolio that is strong enough that next generation of innovations, if they are coming, they will be trapped under this patents. Then definitely they will have to bend and come back. And second approach is, like Mahesh said, we start initially with them. That's the good win-win situation. But second approach is very effective in getting revenues. That is what I can say. So do you want to contradict on this?
Again, personal views.
Yeah.
So I think he's right. Like typically anything which connects back to revenue. Okay. So what is company? As per Companies Act, company is a profit-making entity. Okay. What is education institute? First of all, it's tax-free. All earnings are tax-free. Okay. If you have to put it in that context. So, since company is a profit-making entity, all the engagements of organizations will be looked from that perspective, ROI versus time versus all of those things, right? Whereas when it comes to educational institute, he's touched it quite aptly, right? So I'll give you one example. There is a lock manufacturing company which is quite, well known. And there was a disclosure from one of the colleges from North India, Punjab, if I'm not wrong. They developed one solution in which ये जो shutter locks रहते हैं ना, shutter lock gas cutter से cut होते हैं. So shutter lock की तरह दिखता ही नहीं है. Okay, and that was one of the colleges solved that problem. Okay, and when they came up with that product, they started advertising that. Okay, social media पे डाला. जो inventors है, applicants है, उन्होंने वो चालू किया. So I think when that target करके कि ये 3-4 लॉक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनीज है, ये मेरा प्रोडक्ट है, ये मैंने उधर डिस्क्लोज किया, I think that for which industry you have developed, if you know you by yourself, and that's the reason when I say no, problems are, it's actually your intellectual property, solutions is not. Okay, problems are supposed to be understood. So I think understanding a particular, so for example, there is a professor in a particular area. Okay, he need to know what are the problems which industry is facing. For example, India, I'll just draw some examples. India changed emissions in 2017, BS4 आ गया, 2020 BS6 आ गया. सबको पता है ये emission norms आने वाले, ठीक है? These emission norms did not come from anywhere. They came from Western world. So there were some problems. Those emission norms came here. Obviously, we will enter into those problems. Before industry, academicians knew that because their research was also around that. Okay, So you know target organizations where that research is happening, you know what problems are going to come. Because nothing is connected to revenue, no? You are free to do research in whatever, thermodynamics वाला thermodynamics में कोई भी end तक research कर सकता है. So I think problem solution approach is the key. The moment you go into that approach now, and then again there are ways of, you know, the way he said, and then Mr. Kund also added, like fortifying your disclosure, so that, and then professionals actually help here. Because होता क्या है ना? Because 1600 rupees filing का है for startup, MSME, women inventor ये वो, and then you have 10,000 rupees grant, कपिला विपिला से grant मिलता है, वो चक्कर में ना वो फंस जाते लोग उसी चक्कर में. But whereas when you go to professionals, at least in the initial period on a scale of 1 to 10, if you map your journey of an educational institute, you are on maybe 3-4, at least up to 7 or 8 you should stick to professionals, so that they know how, when and what. Okay, so that you sit back and relax, and then you can engage with them based on KPIs. ये है भाई ऐसे ऐसे करना है. You have to be very straight in that. I think that's the real. That's what I have decoded it. Maybe.
So one thing I would just like to add to this actually. So instead of having diversified innovations, target one company, what they're doing, they must be working in a particular domain. And if you're able to just think little ahead in time and create a clusters, definitely it would be easier task, I can say, because academic have the talent and resources. And as the first example was given by Mr. Kund, the folding machine, that was a person who never commercialized his invention on his own, but he licensed it. So there are examples. Universities in foreign countries are making huge amount of money, and simple है कि जब तक कोई रुकेगा नहीं, आप नहीं रोकोगे, पैसा नहीं आएगा.
There are two ways actually. One, address the issue, which is rightly correct, and here the problem is when we give project to our students. Okay, so it's not always a problem based, which we get from the right sources. So we have many projects to be given, and from that, if IP comes, then challenge comes, okay, where we can pitch this particular IP or a product or whatever prototype they have developed. So for this, you very well know that our institute has constituted one particular program and initiative, something called Idea to Impact, wherein whatever like random innovations or the target innovations that we made, we just map them in sector-specific things, and then through this particular Idea to Impact initiatives, we can map this product TRL level, and then we pitch this to tech shows, where some industry approach us, and through that we again polish that particular product post IP, and we give it to them, and through that we actually got success. 7 technologies we have transferred through our institute. So these kind of initiatives, if we can take, definitely industries can connect with us, and then doors will be open for us.
Right now what we have done is, we are a multidisciplinary university, many medical colleges, dental colleges, engineering, many variety institutions are there. So what we have started these days is, we have targeted health sector because we have our own hospital, and we have started multidisciplinary projects. Even seed money also we give in large amount if it is multidisciplinary in nature. And in health sector, like in early diagnosis of many diseases or heart attacks, many such problem statements we do got from hospitals, our own hospital. And now our computer engineering faculty and doctors are working together on those areas. And now once it get developed, we are going to apply it to our own Bharti hospital only. And from there, then if it gets successful, then we will be reaching to the masses. So that particular thing we have started because it was in our control, being a multidisciplinary university.
So next question is to Urmisha madam. Why do many ideas stay inside?
We discussed this a lot since the morning. But as to why the ideas stay in labs, we spoke in the morning that the mandate of the educational institutions is creation and dissemination, etc. But of course, our KPIs align with that. But they have evolved. Our KPIs have evolved because the rankings demand that. And secondly, because the government has also made efforts to develop capacity at higher education institutions for sure, even schools now. So we have institutional innovation councils, we have Kapila, we have any number of such initiatives by the government. But at the same time, we need to remember that there are some technical constraints. So whenever an idea is developed, it is either usually a part of a project, which is assessed. So there is that fruition part is there. Project हुआ, marks मिल गए, मेरा as a teacher एक काम खत्म हुआ, student का एक काम खत्म हुआ. But from the student perspective, it is to be taken from the lab to the market. One thing that so what is there is an opportunity cost. If he has to work on that, he has to let go of immediate employment perhaps after he's passed out. From the faculty perspective, even though the NISP says that faculties should be, encouraged to have their own ventures, etc., but it can and potentially does conflict with their employment. Also, the educational institutions are not, they're structured, most of them are trusts or are run by trusts. So they're not architected to, take up commercial projects. So that is not, philosophy-wise also and structure-wise also there are a lot of limitations. Of course, we can start a Section 8 company, a special purpose vehicle, there are a number of ways also. But directly we are not structured that way. So these are some constraints that, play a part. And how we can overcome them is something that we've discussed again and again, industry collaboration, etc. Nothing very new to add after all our discussions on that.
This is the last question to Mr. Jain. How can universities, companies share credits ownership in a simple, fair way? How they can share the credits?
Well, recently, UGC has introduced one initiative. So long they have introduced this, but recently they have again called us and said that okay, you continue with AEDP program. You must be aware. So it is apprenticeship embedded degree programs. So they said that if industries are not coming with the programs which you are already running, instead that you can just start a program with the industry, what they really want. So if industry on a board, together we can develop a program and with the co-delivery model we can implement, okay, so that industry personnel are taking care of half of the semester and academicians will take care of half of the academic program. So with this co-ownership, we can actually create a human resource which are industry ready. At the same time, added advantage what we can get out of it is when they go to industry for an apprenticeship, they will get to know about the industry processes, their problems. So some of them will definitely turn into this research and innovation part, and from there we can actually get this two benefit. One with research and innovation, and another with skilling part. So industry will also get benefit out of it, that they will get the industry ready human resource. Academic institute will also provide jobs to their enrollments. So by both the ways, we can actually make difference. So now the problem which we are facing here is to find out the right connect in industry segment. With this particular thing, we can go to specific industries, we'll plan this program, and then we can deliver officially with the mandate of UGC. So that will be, I think, in my opinion, this particular platform will be very good for students, industries, universities, everybody in total.
In our university, for software programs, BTech Computer Science or BTech IT, this is working very well. We have IBM powered minor degrees. We have one BTech program that is a CSBS, which is in collaboration with TCS, where the faculties were trained by TCS. The students are getting internship in TCS. They are also getting trainings from TCS. And whole curriculum was developed in collaboration with TCS. So the industries are coming forward, but the extra money which the students have to pay for these collaborations is again a little challenge. It's not impossible, but it is again a little challenge for us.
Shipa, you want to add something to this?
No, not much honestly, because lots being discussed on that part. But a couple of things is that we did one of the initiative. Is that what we found is that since we work on a very core mechanical and thermodynamics products, So we found that the quality of students, or rather than the quality, the interest of students is dropping down on thermodynamics, which was a concern to us. And they are not taking thermodynamics, of course more inclined towards AI, data science, data analytics part of it because of the inherited advantage they add to it. So what we did is that we started sending our members to various colleges, and they used to attend the thermodynamics lecture for that various colleges for the second year, third year students. And based on that, then we come up with an initiative called Thermodynamics Connect. We are using the premier IITs and rest of the engineering colleges for what the best practices they do. We made that portal completely, Thermodynamics Connect, in conjunction with IIT Powai. All the lectures by IIT professors are being uploaded there. We created a virtual lab. We created test lab at our own premises for the students, and then we have given these labs to various colleges that they should work on the latest technologies available and they should know what is happening on that part. No claim that we are being very successful in doing this, but that's the part that we decided to do something because we are also lagging and we are facing the challenge on that part. So there are various ways by which you can engage, you can kind of do something on that part. It's enough that we say that the problem exists, but somewhere we should start.
Yes.
So I think another thing I think Shri and we were discussing, CI is one of the best platforms to have these collaborations. Through CI, I think the industry academia connect, they have good platforms right from recently. So I think those formal platforms through which you can get one-stop solutions. So it has to be a strategy around like what we want to do in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I think because what happens, I'll tell you, your cycle of undergrad is 4 years max with engineering institutes, and the cycle of engagement definitely cannot be 4 years. It has to be long. So topics, selected industries, platforms, and then maybe students can come. That rolling can happen. For example, if you see the essays platform of Baha, okay, that is the very successful platform. So Dr. Goenka encapsulated it as part of the, it came again from west to east, but that is the platform which is now on autopilot mode. Okay, students come, they participate, and it's a gamified platform, right? So I think such platform should be coined jointly. And then CII can definitely help us. When we talk about 1 decade, 2 decade of engagements, because I think 2004-5 से तो definitely चल रहा है the Baha platform. So वैसे अगर platform approach से गए हम लोग, so that's the best way of giving it a long shot. Short में तो there are a number of ways, but platformize करेंगे ना कोई भी solution, तो I think it sustains and process people product again.
Yes.
So colleges के लिए product क्या है? Students. The more they, आप लोगों को goodwill कहाँ से आता है? Your alumni, your people where they work and all of that. I think that's the best. And now people are doing that, like alumni connect, strong metros में जाके there are colleges who are connecting and they are going down. So my wife, she's passed out of Cummins College of Engineering. So I sending her mails, उससे ज़्यादा उसके college के उसको mails आते हैं. So that's how they are connecting very often.
Recently, I had been a part of Smart India Hackathon. So I see one opportunity and challenge also in that. We are talking about industry academia connect. Obviously, ministries have given problem statement with students, and I think 3 to 4 months down the line, they have developed some solutions and presented that in SIH. It's a very good initiative because students get real time problem statements from the ministry, they will work upon it and they will present that in this SIH. So 36 hours, obviously before that also they have started working on that project, but in this 36 hours, they have developed a good solution and they pitched that. I liked it very much. But the problem is, what next? what will happen to that winner? Like from every problem statement, there will be one winner. So that winning team will get 1.6 lakh rupees from government. Fine, that's fine. But what next? Because nobody is thinking its actual deployment in the domain, right? Where I see there is a lacking that industry partners were not there. I think these stakeholders who are actually organizing this SIH, they can actually bring relevant industries to that particular platform so that they can see if there are solutions available. And if it is matching the industry needs, they can definitely take it up further. And then academia will get added advantage and similar sort of projects will be delivered in later stages.
And as a last comment, what I think is for companies, hiring R&D resources is an expensive affair. It's an expensive affair. And as Mahesh demonstrated, the portals that he has built through interns, the new generation has a lot of potential of weird way of thinking. That is innovation. When something is weird, new, something they are very talented in. And I think so for companies, it is an opportunity to engage, get multiple ideas without investing or paying salaries, I can say. That is what I can say, just by paying their project out-of-pocket expenses and getting multiple innovations. So I think so they can also capitalize on this very easily. If only one thing that is left, I can say, is communication. How to bridge that communication, if it is possible, I think so this problem would be solved very easily. Looking at what both the sides have spoken right now, I guess. So thank you very much for giving your time and just 2 minutes. Yes. Any questions you have? Any questions? Because industrial people are more. Yeah, please.
I have one question. So I haven't had a very peculiar problem. So here we open in my. So they showcased some 20 ideas. I asked, okay, 4 of them I liked. This is an actual example that has happened 2 years back. 4 of them I liked. I said, okay, let's see. So I said, show me the product. Prototype is lost. Somewhere it is, thrown away. Then I said, where are the files or the design files? That is with the student in his own personal laptop. The student has passed away. One is, doing some other course. He is not in India, whatever. Then I said, who is the professor? The professor has resigned. And he has moved away. So I said, where is the actual product and intellectual? You are showing me one presentation or PPT. So where is that? So they have developed the whole product, but they don't have that. Second, I said, you have a whole list of projects. You never publicize to us. We are sitting here to receive. I never got an email from that college or so. If I am a jury, if I am invited to some forum, some by fluke, I come to know that somebody is working on this. But can you not send a list or at least on your website, publish the number of projects that are going on? And from history, I am saying from last 10 years, some projects which were last 10 years, so you should have a list and send it to us so that we can receive, we can choose what is relevant. And only synopsis is more than enough, not the detail. But that connect only happens. So when you have functions in your college, then you are not inviting the industry. And when we have in our industry, we have this kind of forum, we are not inviting the academic people. So then that connect is very fast. And so for us, intellectual property means prototype, a working prototype, or at least some knowledgeable person to talk to. That would be big help.
So in this regard, the industries, academia and researchers also. So very soon it will be there for every university.
The problem is someone should see it actually.
No, they are all but on this platform itself we don't know. We are not aware of it.
So just wanted to add one thing, because we are talking about the problem statement and startups coming out of it. But just to remind that even the startup success rate is also to be looked at. The reason I am saying that, I came across to Reliance and they did a huge effort in evaluating the startup and idea. And not only Reliance, every one of us do that in the innovation. We evaluated, or we given our focused areas to various kind of incubators, various agencies, etc. We came up with 800 startups to evaluate. Firstly, 800 startup evaluation itself is a huge task. We did that in last year. Out of that, only 20 were there where we could shortlist, and these 800 were not random, they were from the focused chosen areas. Out of those 20, only 3 were then that we are now going forward with some kind of an engagement. And Reliance said that their ratio is 1:250. Tata Steel said their ratio is 1:600. So when we say about the ideas and ideas to be put it into the forum and then we are going to evaluate and we are going to judge, it's not going to be that simple looking at the efforts being tried.
Startups technology transfer is something that we are more keen on because we also don't have the bandwidth for so licensing and technology transfer. And what Sir said, ownership. So because the teacher can resign, the student can pass out, of course will pass out, should pass out. In that case, institutions need to have very strict policies of ownership that it will, even Sir said that in fact, once they have passed, who's going to be, looking after the patent. So that is something that institutions do consider and are looking towards. Yes.
Any other question?
जो खर्चा आता है प्रोजेक्ट आगे लेके जाने के लिए वो एक्चुअली कितना एक्सपेंस होता है जो एफोर्ड नहीं होता है मैक्सिमम कितना हो सकता है
It depends for mechanical engineering. The project may cost more, but for the domains like software programs, the cost is not very high. Once we get a problem statement from an industry, then probably we will be able to work on those. But for core branches, the cost is very high, sir.
Let's mechanical, electronics, what will the figure?
Figure it will be very difficult, sir. Again, from chemical engineering, again many domains are there. Like wastewater treatment, if any program is there, maybe it will be in 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs. But maybe for civil engineering, it will be lesser than that. But if I am working on any project where the analysis cost is very high, then those instruments are not at all affordable to any academic institutions because they are in crores. So then we take a help from the laboratories outside to get the analysis done. So the cost depends upon what type of a domain it is.
Case to case basis, I think. So based on complexity,
It is,
also cost
yeah.
can
So
vary.
based on complexity, based on domain, so it is not possible to give a generalized statement about the cost of any
I
undergrad.
can assure you like SMEs. SMEs can take the decision immediately. That is
Right.
right. One, if any SMEs is having standard product set and he's having ideal time or good time he can spend. So in that case also you can communicate with the SMEs because SMEs who are immediate in actions, they are enthusiastic and they have also a number of problems and they also see the business. So
Right.
that is one aspect you can start communicating with the SMEs and like this summit you can also have a SME summit like for electronics special call 100 people. Will at least get 1 or 2, definitely.
Right.
4-5 lakhs is not a big deal.
Yes,
And
yes.
second thing, you can, while entering the college, you start hammering them like you have to become an entrepreneur. So in that way, if he thinks, how they think, that they start thinking, अरे मुझे मार्केट कैंपस में जाना है और जॉब पकड़ना है. So in that way, तो वो ज़्यादा फोकस नहीं करा. I have already sponsored 5 years continuously. But later they shifted to different district. उनका पूरा खर्चा मैंने किया था. लेकिन बाद में वो यहाँ से एम्बेडेड में वर्किंग इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स तो वो एम्बेडेड में काम किया और सॉफ्टवेयर में शिफ्ट हो गया. तो मेरा पूरा साल खराब हो गया. 5 years continuously I was. Second thing, today I get a call from the students we neglected. But if you college state like summit, if you take, they put some ideas and then I definitely tell you, SMEs can invest 5 lakhs randomly.
Okay.
Randomly. This product is set. They also after 3-4 years of a struggle, SME after 5 years get settled properly. And there is a small saturation. Then out of 100, you will find out 10 problems of the SMEs. You can develop their product also, and they will market, and then you make a contract with them, at least with the college or with the student, and make the student as an entrepreneur.
It's a very good suggestion, sir.
That way we can connect so that he will also get attracted. I was a job college छोड़ के जाना नहीं है. He will get an immediate employment for that project with that SME also. So like that, some legal good contracts you can do with the SMEs. And SMEs will definitely take the chance.
Yes.
4-5 lakhs is not a big deal.
I absolutely would like to second what he just said, because I think MNCs are sitting on big profits. People can, the SMEs can definitely hop on good ideas and can invest into it and can actually commercialize it pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely second
Because
this.
why?
Yes.
Today morning we gave 2 persons first aid, and jointly he has a card that is I can enterprise, like he is also want to make youth into entrepreneurship, and I have also started last 1 year for the interview and at least find out people 3 साल के बाद अगर तुझे बिजनेस नहीं करने तो आज इंटरव्यू भी नहीं आना है तो वो दैट आई विल इशू स्टार्टेड बिकॉज आफ्टर 3-4 इज उसका एक्सपेक्टेशन बढ़ने वाला है और एसएलयू पूरा कर नहीं सकता क्योंकि मार्केट का कंपटीशन है तो इट इज बेटर टू एंटरटेन टू इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप अगर वो चीज आता है तो आगे जाके वो डेवलपमेंट भी करेगा सो इन दैट पर्सपेक्टिव आई वांट टू बी ऐसा कुछ ग्रुप 50-60 लोगों का एसएमएस को बुलाया आपने तो उसमें से रिजल्ट पक्का आ जाएगा
Yes, it's a very good suggestion, sir. We will take it forward.
Yes. Any last question? One.
Anybody from marketing side from colleges?
Yes,
Marketing manager of colleges.
Yes, में कॉलेज आती PIC ऐसे कुछ कॉलेज है
Actually, faculty members have a double job actually for that.
वहाँ पे
They have been bombarded with additional tasks for marketing.
PIC
If I'm correct, sorry.
What is the marketing manager job? Who does this? Whom to approach? Whom not to approach? How big? How big?
एक्चुअली
I think-
PIC कॉलेज ने मुझे बुलाया था यहाँ पे से मार्केटिंग वाला था बाद में उसे छोड़ दिया तो वहाँ पे एक ऐसे समिट के लिए बुलाया था तो वो टाइम मैंने ऑफर किया था उनको कि अगर आपके पास कोई 2 या 3 स्टूडेंट है तो आप उनका प्रोजेक्ट कर लीजिए और मेरे पास भेजिए कन्वर्ट इट इनटू प्रोडक्ट एंड मेक देम इनटू लेकिन बाद में कोई आया नहीं
One last question and then we'll end.
But just say that the first panel discussion topic was different, but that discussion got digressed to this area. Okay, so yes, I am in full agreement with all of you, your views. Okay, because you see, it's not anyone's responsibility; it's a kind of a joint responsibility. And how we can join the hands? आप पहले आप ये भी हो सकता है लेकिन how we can join the hands and come together to take that innovation ecosystem to some next level. But as far as the Shripad's opinions is concerned, so yes, there are the center of excellences, but they are limited to the NITs, IITs, and to some that level of the colleges like that NP Bharati Vidyapit already that Dr. Radhavendra told. Or that. But how we can drill down to that kind of low-level colleges, tier 3B? Because you see, as far as our operational workforce is concerned, it is from that college. You tell me that who is running the largest network of that railways in India? It is the students of that college. Our college students, they don't go to that railways. Or some IITs, how many IITs are running the businesses in India or working for the Indian company? That's a big question. So how we can drill down that model of the IITs to that level of the colleges by the involvement of not that big of the industry but the local level of the industries. That is one of the big challenge. Coming to that another one opinion put up by Dr. Jadhav, yes, they are having the very good labs, they cannot establish the industry. Okay, but Dr. Pawar, in which he had cited, yes, we need to identify the market problems. Okay. So you identify the market problem, which will be the demand down the line 2 years or 3 years. Okay, you have the well-established labs at small scales. At least have the proof of concept and the way in which Sunit has told. First, hold in your hand because now you are confident enough. This technology going to work in this particular fashion. So have the patent and just the way in which that Mahesh was saying. Yes, go with the ego. Yes, this is my strength, this is my technology. Okay, definitely. So that way that identifying that one other's need and accordingly coming forward, that is the need of them. Thank you.
And one last closing. Good ecosystem in place because they have their own tasks, they are busy in their own, but they have resources.
Yeah.
And
So-
you can save a lot of money, that's what I can say.
Some
That's the
companies,
easiest approach.
yeah, some companies, Sunil.
From all of us that many people think that we couldn't get the contact
Will be.
details. So you please share
Yes.
so that we can at least interact with the
Yeah.
industry people, we
And I should appreciate Sunit for this platform because
Sure.
the very first professional.
I request Mr. Shripad Kulkarni to felicitate Dr. Jayant Pawar with a token of appreciation. I request Mr. Sunit to felicitate Dr. Urmesha Patil with a token of appreciation.